John Fury fears no man. Fears no man on earth. No matter what they've done, no matter what the accolades, John Fury only fears one person. And he's not even of this world. That's God Almighty. Here I
am! The rivalry between Carl Froch and John Fury has reached another level, and the boxing world cannot stop talking about it. Every interview, every social media post, and every public appearance seems to add more fuel to the fire. Now, after a heated press conference where tensions reportedly boiled over and the two men became physical,
And who's here to call me a liar? I'm here with supposed to be the hardest man in the world. Let's get on. Let's get it on.
That he would smash John Fury to pieces. Should the event actually happen? Again, you're looking at a former world champion in Carl Froch. You're looking at a former he's a Hall of Famer, Carl Froch. You don't get into
fans are wondering whether this feud is finally heading toward an actual fight. For months, Carl Froch has made it clear that he isn't intimidated by John Fury's reputation for confrontation. The former three-time world champion believes there is a huge difference between intimidating people with loud words and proving yourself inside a box.
Anywhere near me, nowhere in the vicinity within my jab, or you will be getting ironed out. You'll be unconscious. You'll be snoring before you hit the floor. Big John Fury, the bare-knuckle champion, the fighting man. You'll be asleep before you hit the floor. So don't talk.
Ring. Throughout his Hall of Fame career, Froch built his reputation by facing elite competition, winning world titles, and producing unforgettable performances on boxing's biggest stages. John Fury, meanwhile, continues to produce.
If you're 6'3" like me and 17, 18 stone, and you like to stand up for yourself, you're gonna get into trouble, aren't you? But I wasn't bothered about fighting. I thought I'll have a fight with anybody. Win, lose or draw, I'm out there. Shirt off, done and dusted. You know, what can you get? A few cuts and bruises, maybe on tooth miss, sprained nose or something. Man got cheeky to me, he was getting it. Right on, straight on.
Project confidence. He has repeatedly spoken about his toughness, his willingness to fight anyone, and the experience he has gained from years of bare-knuckle contests and life outside the professional boxing spotlight. But many boxing fans continue to ask the same question. Does that experience really compare with the accomplishments
I have prepared for this fight like no other fight before. I mean, unbelievable shape, fantastic shape.
of an elite former world champion? That debate has become the center of this entire story. Reports from the press conference suggested emotions spilled over, with Froch appearing to physically confront John Fury during a tense exchange. Whether fans see it as a calculated message or simply frustration boiling over, the moment instantly became one of the biggest talking points in boxing. Suddenly,
John talked himself into a situation where what if Calais says, well, I'll give you X, Y, Z to fight Carl Froch. So I gather the last amount was 2.5 million. And I'm thinking, and Carl's like, and the thing is, I spoke to Carl last week at the Ricky thing, and he said, you know what, Johnny? He said, my man's priced himself out of it. You know, if we say, yeah, it'll be all right, give me 5 million. All right, give me 10 million. He's priced himself out of it. I like John. I get John. I like Carl. Carl's my boy. I respect him. It won't happen. It's just, I know it's bad, but it's fun watching these guys wind each other up.
this wasn't just another war of words. The rivalry looked more personal than ever before. What has impressed many observers is Froch's approach throughout the build-up. Despite being retired for years, he appears to be treating the possibility of this fight seriously. Videos of his training have shown a fighter determined to remain in excellent condition, reminding everyone that champions often keep the competitive mentality long after they leave.
And everybody knows Froch is a tough guy. And if Froch turns up, even though he's an old man now, he's nearly as old as me. No, he's not. He's quite younger than me, actually, Carl Froch. I'm 63. Anyway, but, you know, listen, even Carl Froch, at the age that he is at, would still be enough for John Fury.
Professional boxing. Many supporters believe that's exactly what separates Froch from John Fury. While Fury frequently speaks about toughness and fighting spirit, Froch's focus appears to be on preparation, discipline, and technical ability. In boxing, those qualities often decide fights far more than confidence alone. Money has also become part of the discussion. John Fury,
fighter to the core, so is John Fury. Listen, it's fun, it's banter, it's entertainment. Carl said to me afterwards, hey, it's all good fun, isn't it?
If they fought, who would win?
I mean, I don't think I would go against Carl Froch ever anyway.
Okay.
In a normal fight. I mean, obviously it's a long time since he's retired, but Carl Froch is a very, very, very top
Love
fighter.
that switch up there as well.
And John Fury's a big guy, right? And
he has publicly spoken about contracts and financial figures, leading some critics to suggest negotiations have become more important than actually making the fight happen. Froch, on the other hand, has consistently indicated that he is prepared to compete if the opportunity presents itself. Whether that perception is completely fair or not, it has certainly influenced public opinion. Many fans have begun questioning whether both men are equally committed to stepping into the ring. Former world champion Duke McKenzie is among those who have spoken highly of Carl Froch's punching power. Even years after retirement, many within boxing believe the power that helped
I'm only 10 years younger than Big John Fury. I know he doesn't look well, does he? He looks a bit older. I don't want to give him any stick, but he looks He's 10 years older than me, 60-year-old man. I'm pressing on for 50. So, is it a fair fight? I think we both know it isn't, but he's called it on at Tottenham Hotspur.
Produce dramatic knockouts has never completely disappeared. His unforgettable finish against George Groves remains one of British boxing's defining moments, and continues to shape the way people view his ability today. That reputation matters. Unlike many retired fighters, Froch isn't remembered simply because he won championships. He's remembered because he consistently fought elite opponents and often delivered spectacular performances under enormous pressure. That experience is difficult to ignore whenever his name is linked to a comeback.
I'm going to fight, because at the end of the day, that's what I do. And what I want to do, really, is make history. I'll be the first 61-year-old man in history to ever take on a 3-time Hall of Famer in Carl Froch. I can't wait. And I swear to, in the name of Jesus, I'm a Christian man.
Broadcaster Adam Smith has also praised Froch's fighting ability over the years, pointing to the former champion's toughness, versatility, and proven pedigree. Those qualities have led many boxing insiders to believe that, even at his current age, Froch would remain a dangerous opponent for almost anyone without recent high-level boxing experience. Froch himself has repeatedly described John Fury as someone who relies heavily on intimidation. From his perspective, size alone doesn't win boxing matches. Timing, conditioning, technique, and composure under pressure remain the qualities that separate genuine champions from everyone else. Several other figures around boxing have echoed similar opinions. Darren Till has questioned whether the constant public negotiations are helping or hurting the possibility of the fight.
I've done what I've done, mate. It's like my last fight with Luke. It was all, they do this, do that, and then when I go too far, it's like, oh, mate, we can't do that. Well, I'm going, well, what do you want from me? Do you want, are we having it or not?
Liam Smith has suggested that Froch's willingness to publicly challenge John Fury has placed genuine pressure on him. Former heavyweight Joe Egan has also argued that talking about fighting is very different from actually stepping into a boxing ring against an accomplished professional. Johnny Nelson has perhaps summed up the contrast best. Froch has built a reputation throughout his career for speaking directly and allowing his achievements to support his confidence. John Fury, by comparison,
look, Daniel does do anything to drum something up. I think he does want the Froch fight. I think Froch just called him a little bit on YouTube, but I think Carl got uncomfortable. Darren's a fucking lunatic, so last thing you want is Darren still jumping out the ring to you, fucking threatening to choke you and all that, you know what I mean? So it's the last thing I'd want anyway, so fucking I think Carl just got off rather than have the aggro of, Darren still in front of him screaming and shouting.
Often embraces controversy and public confrontation, ensuring that attention follows him wherever he goes. Neither approach is necessarily wrong, but they create very different public images. Another major talking point has been conditioning. Professional boxing demands a level of cardiovascular fitness
because he called me a fake and a fraud, fake hard man. I will show him how much of a fake hard man I am. He's the one that's shying away.
that cannot be underestimated. Regardless of previous fighting experience, competing against someone with Froch's championship background would require months of dedicated preparation. Many analysts believe stamina could become one of the biggest deciding factors if this contest ever becomes reality. Dominic Ingle is among those who believe Froch would hold a significant advantage because of his technical foundation and years spent competing at the highest level. While opinions naturally differ, a large number of respected boxing voices continue to favor the former
to get everybody's attention, and then he didn't need to do any more because that's what everybody's talking about. I think Carl is a straight shooter, so Carl will stay how he is.
world champion if the fight ever takes place. Preparation versus confidence has become one of the defining themes of this rivalry. John Fury has often portrayed himself as someone willing to fight under almost any circumstances, regardless of preparation. Some admire the fearless mentality, while others believe it underestimates the importance of structured training when facing someone with Froch's pedigree. Carl Froch represents the opposite philosophy. Throughout his career, discipline, conditioning, and technical development formed the foundation of his success.
I love this dude. I love that John is just so confident in himself. He would gas inside of 2 rounds. 2 rounds, but if he even made it 2 rounds with Carl Froch, he would gas probably in the first round. He's 60 years old. I'm not saying he couldn't hobble about for 4 rounds or something, but he would be gassed inside of 2. Because the way that John
habits helped him become one of Britain's most accomplished champions and remain central to how many experts evaluate this potential matchup. As things stand, the rivalry continues to capture headlines because both personalities are so different. Froch projects calm confidence backed by a world-class resume, while John Fury thrives on confrontation, unpredictability, and constant media attention. If the fight eventually happens, fans won't simply be watching 2 men settle a personal dispute. They'll be watching a clash between professionals.
Froch would flatten him, and then, if he took him down and he did this out in the street, and everybody's got their opinions, which is good. It keeps it alive.
Professional championship experience and raw fighting bravado. For Carl Froch, victory would reinforce everything he has been saying throughout this rivalry: that elite boxing skill, preparation, and championship pedigree ultimately outweigh intimidation and trash talk. For John Fury, however, pulling off an upset would completely transform the narrative. Defeating a former world champion with Froch's reputation would become one of the most remarkable moments of his public fighting career.
Oh yeah, he would fight anybody, but that doesn't mean he was going to beat everybody, but he never turned the fight down and he would never back away. And he wouldn't even train for fights, he'd just get in another.
And silence many of his critics. Until contracts are signed and a bell actually rings, though, everything remains speculation. One thing is certain: this rivalry has already become one of the most talked about stories in British boxing. Every interview, every confrontation, and every new exchange keeps fans debating who would come out on top. Now the question goes to you. If Carl Froch and John Fury finally meet inside the ring, who wins? Does Froch's championship experience prove too much? Or can John Fury produce the shock result that almost nobody is expecting? Share your prediction below and join the debate.